long day to Blue River and back. Cold out today. Holy crap, it's cold. Takes forever for this truck to heat up. Hey there, sorry, I had to grab some crackers and an apple. One below here, it's freaking cold. Whoa! This truck takes forever to heat up. Holy smokes. We got cookies, crackers, chocolate chips, apple, water. Smokes. It's cold out today. Alright. We got about a 200-kilometer drive today from Kamloops, BC to Blue River, British Columbia, which is north of Kamloops. Getting ready to take off for the day. Put it on the dash cam in a minute as soon as I get turned around and out of our yard. Toit. Not much room to turn around in this place. Just gonna, 1 sec, I gotta shut my gate. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, Canadian for sure, eh? Oh, bump is shaped like a deer. Oh yeah, shitty. Someone animates, kind Canadian. Yeah, lots of deer out today. Holy smokes. Seen a few dead ones there on the road today. Yesterday as well. They're ripping around right now. It's rutting season. So there's tons of deer ripping around. There's usually deer right out here too on the road quite often. On these old side roads here in Kamloops. River from Kamloops, so it's about 200 kilometers ish. Got the heat cranked on. It takes about half an hour for this truck to get warm. These guys here, they got a big yard, a tight little loading bay to back into. They gotta line up the trucks all the time. Oh no. Hope this guy isn't blocking. I can get by. I can get by. Pure later. A new way. That's a pure later hub or whatever you call it. Warehouse. Like 4:30 here on the west coast of BC. Kamloops, Canada. There's all the car lots that no one's buying from. Sometimes if I'm later, I'll stop at this Starbucks and get a coffee in the morning. But not too often. Morning from Ottawa. Well, I'm at a red light. I can read the texting and stuff, but once I get on the highway, it's tough to read. I gotta get the I called the YouTube content help or whatever yesterday about stuff, and she trying to help me with the stuff, but she sent me an email to figure all the stuff out, the text-to-speech, how to get that going, so that it reads it out when you guys type it in, it'll read it out. So that'll make it a lot easier once I get that enabled. Blew a gear there. Lots of homeless camped out, freezing their asses off over here. How's the weather in Ottawa? It's freaky cold here. 1 below. It was 4 below at like 2 a.m. when I got up. Get up every day at 2, make some coffee, and then head into work for 4 a.m. Driving a Freightliner Standard. Job semi. hill heading eastbound out of Kamloops. Many vehicles cooked their brakes. Semis caught on fire going down this hill. They're going too fast. They're using their foundation brakes, their foot brakes, and then they heat up and catch on fire. Hey all, welcome to Canada. Where's Jefferson Township? Is that in the States, I guess? I'm a lazy driver. I just throw on the cruise control everywhere I go. One thing I don't like about this truck is there's no heated seats. This 2023 truck, you'd think it'd have heated seats. Most of the newer trucks have it. On my YouTube short, I got that rollover crash that happened right here where this guardrail is. You can still see glass on the ground. That was from last Saturday or Sunday. I was going to my son's hockey game, or 2 Sundays ago actually. I was going to a hockey game and there's a rollover right there. Crazy stuff. Stopped here at the Tim Hortons for a coffee. However, I don't like Tim Hortons. I don't know about you all, but yeah, I don't care for their coffee. And McDonald's has been hit and miss lately too. I don't know what's going on. It's like they need to clean their machines or something. It's been gross a few times, and that's my lifeblood. Yeah, I'm not sure what Fahrenheit, the conversion Fahrenheit to Celsius is. But yeah, we're like -2, -4 here. I know the prairies just got a huge winter blast, the coldest in 10 years. We're just passing now, and there's always a big herd of sheep sitting up there on the hill. You can see them ripping around. I guess it's rutting season for them as well too. On the way into work today, I live about an hour away. So when I was driving in, there was a truck in front of me. A deer ran right in front of him. See him jam on his brakes, just about smoked it. A big blood trail on the road there. Someone hit a deer. They're just literally everywhere. People are smoking deers. I don't know why they're so dumb. towards the bright light. It's not warm. Oh, we're gonna make the red light? Or do we gotta slow down? Oh, no, we made it. Now we're going up to 100 clicks in this, so it's just 90 here. So I can get some speed going. We're going through the mountains here pretty quick. We're in the valley right now. Clicks. Cruise control on. We're autopilot. So my first stop is in Barrier, BC, and then the next one's in, I have several in Clearwater, and then after Clearwater it's Vavenby. I go down to the general store, just a tiny little town, and then it's about an hour drive from Vavenby north to Blue River, and so that's the western side of the Rocky Mountains. So it should be clear and sunny up there by the time we get up there, but it's hard to say. It rains a lot up there in that area. But it'll probably be snowing up there. Oh, another dead deer on the side of the road. Truck's okay because I got a big push bumper on the front, so I could hit a deer and I don't think it'd do too much damage. It just suck for the deer. I like this truck, full-size semi, but it's a body job. So it's all connected. It took a while to get used to when I first drove it because I hadn't driven one in quite a few years. It's not like a semi. Your fifth wheel where the trailer connects to the semi absorbs all the bumps, so you don't really feel the bumps, whereas this one's all connected. It's a body job, so you feel every single bump. In the wintertime, that's going to be an issue. I'm going to have to slow down, like when we get snow and ice, because you just bounce right off the road with this thing. That's funny, the people that work for YouTube that do like I chatted with the girl for a while there, and she had no clue as to anything, right? She's like, well, can you wait 5 minutes and I'll research it? And she came back, she was like, can you wait another 5 minutes? And so I was on chatting with her for about 10-15 minutes, and then she said she'd send me an email on how to do the text-to-speech, how to get that enabled through YouTube. And then I waited an hour after, hung around on the computer, and she never emailed me. So I don't know. Good help is so hard to find. So up here there's a big ski hill called Sun Peaks, and we're coming up to the turnoff to there. Really nice up there. We almost moved up there when my son's 12 now. When he was 2, we were going to move up there. His mom fell in love with it. There's a tiny little community up there, a little school. We had a place. The rent is super expensive because it's a ski hill. But there was a person that lived there insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Got my deer spotters on. That's a beautiful area over here. Going north, there's a lot of nice areas in here. Just the winter time, we're kind of moving into the snow belt in that valley, running through the Clearwater. Just gets way too much snow through here. There's all the clouds get trapped in the valley, and this road just gets treacherous. Highways does a good job, but they can't be everywhere all the time when the snow's coming down hard. Hair metal. You're tardy, buddy. Yeah, that was the best part of Van Halen back in the day. I'm a big metalhead from way back. My first job when I was in elementary school, grade 6, I think it was 1982. I was in grade 6, and I got a job on every Sunday at the Abbotsford Fishing Game Club down the coast, loading skeet shooters. So I'd sit in a concrete bunker, and I'd put clay pigeons on the arm that shoots it out. And then my brother was the one that was up there that did the button. So the guy with the shotgun would go pull, and he'd press the button. And then I'd load the clay pigeons on the arm, right? And I did that every Sunday for grade 6, 7, and some grade 8. And I'd have my guttle blaster rocking down there. So I had Def Leppard, Pyromania, Ozzy Osbourne, couple of albums. Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry, and gee, I lost internet there. How rude. So anyways, yeah, my first job was grade 6, 7, and 8 at the Fishing Game Club, loading skeet shooters. And then I started working at the Chilliwack Fishing Game Club as well. So I did 2 days a week, Sundays there, Saturdays in Chilliwack, and then Wednesdays the guy would pick me up for Abbotsford. I lived in Chilliwack. And then briefly I did chicken catching, and I hated that job. That job was horrible. Grabbing, so you go in Friday night after school. I think it was like 7 o'clock at night, 7 or 8. You go in there, all the chickens would be asleep. You flick the lights on, and then you start ripping around. It was all high school students. So you just go ripping around, grabbing chickens out of their boxes and stuffing them in cages. And some of the guys were real assholes. They'd grab the chickens, and if they're flapping, they just stuff them in there and break their arms off. They're like just total dicks. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. They're so cruel to the chickens, a lot of those guys. So I did that for a couple weekends, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Not my thing. Chong were relevant. Hey, Wildlife Corridor, drive with care, next 67 kilometers. So now we're moving into this mountainous area. I might lose internet here. There's a couple sketchy corners up here I gotta slow down for. Barrier 38, Clearwater 100. Back in the 80s, back in grade 8, when Twisted Sister was huge with their Stay Hungry album. Or I think it was grade 7. It was before I was in high school. And my aunt I grew up with, she liked them. She liked the videos. And I was like, these guys suck now. Once the old fart started listening to it, I was like, it's not so good anymore. Remember Betamax? Beta? The big VCR cassette tapes. That was Beta. See what I mean about the truck bouncing around? Body job, eh? Just feels every single bump. Anyways, Beta, the way it was formatted, when they released a movie in the theater, they could put it on Beta like the same day. The way that it was formatted and set up, it was in the same format or whatever as a movie theater reel. So we had tons of videos. As soon as they came out in the theater, literally a week later or a month later or less, they were on Beta. So that was cool. We had tons of movies. I think the only one that we couldn't get was Star Wars because Lucas wouldn't let him do it, but everything else we got. Remember Beastmaster? That was a good one. Or Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was a little later on though. All the Cheech and Chongs, Up in Smoke. Next movie, Things Are Tough All Over. All the Clint Eastwoods, we had all those movies. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for a few dollars more. Hang 'em High. Ballad of Josie Wales. That was one of my favorites with Chief Dan George from North Van. Reserve there where the Burrard Bridge is going to North Van on the North Shore. That's just east of there towards Deep Cove. That's where he grew up, Chief Dan George. outside there, hanging out in the weeds. Star Wars first came out, I went and saw it in Chilliwack, and it was one of those special test versions or whatever, and it was totally different than the one that the second version. So the one that me and my brother saw, or my brother and I saw, had Boba Fett when they had him as a man before he was the creature, and then there was a few other things that were different in the movie. And then they had, when they had Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980, it was the same thing. It was a totally different movie. It had, when they're on the ice planet, they had a scene where the snow beasts broke through the wall and were attacking people, eating them. And they cut that out of the final version. Smoked on the road there, big blood splatter. Not many passing lanes on this road. That's the only thing I hate about driving up here when it's in the summertime, when it's busy and you get all the tourists and RVs. I like to leave early. I like to get out at Kamloops at 4. A little later today, not till 4:30 or whatever I got out. But then you miss most of them. You just get them on the way back. This is 100 clicks, and I understand they like to look around and, you know, it's their dream trip to Canada. But I just do the speed limit. A lot of those guys are 10 clicks under, and it just drives me nuts. I don't speed unless I'm trying to like get around someone. I click the cruise control on and away I go. Sucks for men. Yeah, I mean, I think it just sucks for humans in a lot of cases, right? Like, I've had several long-term relationships over the years. I was with a woman in Vancouver for, well, my first, like my one daughter, she's 33, and I was with her mom for 5 years. We owned a house in Surrey. We bought it in 1992. In Surrey for like 160, and we just didn't get along at all. Like, the sex was awesome, like she was like just a kinky freak, so that's what attracted, and she was older than me too, So that's all that attracted me to her, was just purely the sex, right? Like, I just do whatever I wanted with her. And she was like crazy. She was like crazy, but I was sure she fucked around on me lots, right? I was pretty positive, right? That's just kind of person she was. And we lasted 5 years, but the last 2 years I just hated her. And I just wanted to leave, and every time I'd get ready to pack my stuff and leave, she'd like cry and beg me to stay and all change and this and that, and she had a real temper. Like, I've always been a brawler when I grew up. Like, I did karate and kickboxing in grade 7 I started. 7 and 8 I did karate kickboxing. But I was always a fighter. I always fought. My brother was older, and so I always fought with him and his friends and whatnot. And when I started doing kickboxing, they were all scared of me because I'd give them black eyes and bleeding noses. I was just psycho. But anyways, I got with her, and she was a brown belt in Kyokushinkai karate. And I'd done a few things, like I did Choi Li Fut Kung Fu for a year, just previous before I met her. I did that for a year, and I learned a lot from that. That's where it was 3-hour classes, 2 hours of stretching, and 1 hour of combat. And it was real combat, and I learned a lot about how the human body works. So she always tried to spar me, and she's just tiny. She's like 120 pounds, 5'4", 120. She's just tiny, but super fast. She's really fast, but I'm faster. So she'd always try to punch me or kick me in the nuts or something, and I'd always just block, and then push her. But one night she was all drunk and everything, and was like freaking out. Oh, this guy's flashing for some reason. And she was all drunk one night. She was like, ooh, oh, that's fucking deer, coyote or something was just munched there, like fresh. Someone in front of me just got that. So anyways, she tried to kick me in the nuts that one night, and I blocked it, and then I fucking pissed me off. That was the only time I ever like got mad, right? I pushed her and I fucking shook her, held her down on the counter and shook her till she stopped, eh? Like, fucking don't ever do that, right? But I never punched her or hit her or anything, but she always tried attacking me like all the time. She thought she was tough, right? That little girl syndrome, right? But guys in her gym were all scared of sparring with her because they're all big and slow, and she'd give them black eyes and bloody noses. But I'm faster. Like, I was always faster. So I just block, right? I'd see her coming. I knew what she was doing before she did. And then her brother was a big steroid monkey. He had like 19-inch arms, and he was all roided out. He rented our basement, and he'd go away. He was a diamond driller, underground driller. So he'd go away for 6-8 months of the year, and then take the rest of the time off and come back and live in the basement. But he was doing steroids, and he didn't drink for like a year, and he slammed a 2-6er of whatever it was, and he was just wrecked. And me and my friend Ed, he's just a little French guy. He's like 5'4", he's a little guy. We came back from the bar, and Derek was running around in the front yard. I'm gonna kill him! He's just freaking out, screaming. I'm like, hey Derek, calm down, just let us know what's going on, right? Like, tell us what's happening, right? And then I look over, and he's chasing my buddy Ed around, chasing around the front yard, gonna beat him up, eh? I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on? And then his sister comes out and was like, Derek, get in the house, you asshole. And then he's like screaming at her, and so she kicks him in the balls. And then he freaked out, and he grabbed her, and he started choking her. And I go ripping in, and then Ed opens me, and I go ripping in, and I tackle him, and we're bouncing down the hallway, and he's huge, right? I mean, I'm strong, I'm a scrapper, but he's huge. We like bounce 4 or 5 times down the hallway into the kitchen, and he doesn't have a shirt on, and he's like all roided out, and I'm on top of him, and he's all sweaty, and I'm trying to hold on to him. There's nothing to hold on, and he like looked at me, and he just grabbed me and bench pressed me. I was like, oh fuck, I'm holding on to him, and then my buddy Ed comes running and jumps on my back, and then yeah, he dropped down, let me down, and then started crying his eyes out from all the hormones. I'm like, holy fuck, right? Crazy shit. But yeah, she was a ball kicker for sure. So yeah, and then I was with another woman for 8 years, well, 9 years off and on. So like 6 years solid, and then 3 years of get together, break up, get together, break up, get together, break up. And she had a kid. So when we met, he was 2. And then when we broke up, he was 8. And he was a rotten little kid, eh? Just cry and whine and everything. And the mom just wouldn't do anything. She never disciplined him. And she had all her keepsakes on a shelf. So she traveled the world. She'd been all over the world. And so she had all her keepsakes from her travels on a shelf. And then he was hanging off the shelf. And then it ripped off the wall. And then all her stuff smashed. So I went up and I smacked him in the ass for doing that. And then she freaked out at me and she was like, you're not his dad. You don't have any right to touch him like that. And I was like, fuck, I raised him for the last 6 years. Fuck you. And I packed my shit that day and I was like, I was out the door, right? I was like, go fuck yourself, right? Say I'm not his dad after I raised him for 6 years. Paid for everything and took him every day and watched him and fucking listened to his bullshit. And you never disciplined him, right? And he's doing shit like that, right? A little smack in the ass never hurt no one. Just straighten him out so he doesn't do it again. But she didn't see it that way. And then I had a bunch of girlfriends after that. I had about a dozen girlfriends after that, off and on. Just didn't want to. I didn't want a relationship at that point at all. And then in 2010, I met my 2 kids' mom. I got 2 kids, 10 and 12. I met their mom in 2010. She's Serbian, from Serbia. She moved here to Canada when she was 9, lived in Toronto, and then she came out. She did tiling. She had jobs all across Canada, and I met her in Vancouver. I was doing carpentry at the time on Main and 33rd. I was doing liquor store. I was doing all the concrete form work for that place. And she was walking by and started chatting. And then I ran into her a month later. Like we didn't exchange numbers or anything. I ran into her a month later and I was like, oh, hey, I remember you. Like, blah, blah, blah. We started chatting. And then we were together for 9 years, her and I. And that was really good. We got along good. We had a great relationship. There's a lot of good. But we just grew apart and stopped getting along. And so now I've been single 7 years. And since COVID, dating's been really weird for dating. Like, meeting people has been really hard. Back when I was younger, like, I had no problem, like, with women. But really fussy, though. Like, I dated a woman for a while, but she was too much. So that was a few years ago, I was hauling fuel for WestCan. So I was fueling gas stations all over BC, and she would literally call me 20 times a day, like 10 to 20 times a day she would call me. And it was just driving me nuts. I'm like, look, I'm driving or I'm fueling a gas station. I can't talk. half an hour ago. Like, you know, she was like just going through something. She was gorgeous, like literally gorgeous, and nice figure, everything pretty, like just everything. But she just had so many relationships and going through that junior menopause. She was like 40 something, right? So about that time where women cut all their hair off and get the Karen due. But I really liked her, but she was just too much for me, right? Like, I like a little peace and quiet during the day, and that's something a lot of my girlfriends never understood. Especially like my 33, the girl that was the Kyokushinkai karate. I worked in a sawmill for 5 years, and it's super loud. So when I'd get home, I'd like just quiet for like half an hour, and she wouldn't understand it. She'd be like, I'm like, you know, I just need quiet, right? I'm around like in a freaking sawmill all day long. I need like half an hour of quiet time, and then we can do whatever. And she didn't understand that. She took it personal. And then same as the Serbian one with my 10 and 12-year-old daughter. I was working at a sawmill for a few years, West Fraser, Chasm. And she was living on her own. Like, we lived at Green Lake, 70 Mile, and we didn't really have neighbors. We had a huge acreage there. And so we didn't know a lot of people. So she was at home all day by herself with our son. And so I'd get home and she'd be the same thing. She'd be just talking. Oh, how's your day? What'd you do? Who'd you talk to? Oh, blah, 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 right? You know, want to know everything about my day. And I'm like, yeah, I just need a little time, a little me time. So then I used to just stop every day on the way home from work, and I'd just have a little walk around before I get home. So now we're in Barrier, BC. So yeah, relationships are hard for everybody. It's not just men. First stop. Oh, there's no one here. Right on. Usually Sam's place. Sam's pizza place. Usually the Cisco guys are here in the morning, so I gotta wait for them to unload. But nobody here. Wow. The heavens parted and the angels sang. Ooh. Rough shifting. So I don't know if I should pause the stream or turn it off, because I can't really bring the camera in to the customer's place. And I'm going to be, this is a fairly big order, so I'm going to be 20 minutes doing this. So I don't know if I should pause the stream or turn it off. What do you guys think? I can read some comments now. I'm stopped. All right. Wee-hoo. Choose an activity. Unload. Farm direct drop. Save. There. Do my computer work. Paperwork. What do we got? We got 4 produce, 10 grocery, 14 frozen, 1 dairy. And then the next one is High Five Diner in Little Fort. And then Wells Gray Inn in Brickfront Super Save in Clearwater, and then Babe and Bee, and then up to Blue River, and then back to Clearwater. I'm gonna drop off, and then Barrier, 3 in Barrier. So what do I got today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stops today. That's not bad. Not a bad day at all. Wrap my head around all this. Lots of heavy stuff. Okay, I'm going to read some comments here. Start from the beginning. Okay, recognize that accent anywhere. Kind Canadian. Someone animates driving my car right after a pier. Hey, that bump is shaped like a deer. Hey, fucking douche. Someone animates. Don't drink and drive. Good. Nice. Someone animates. Someone animates. Oh man, I saw a Chinese person eating a cat. Holy fuck. That's not nice, but it happens. It's not just the black people eating the cats and dogs like Trump says. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Kamala Harris is like, what the fuck? Good morning from Ottawa. Brent Elliott. Wow, it's 4:30. It's 7 in America. Yeah, there's different time zones. Believe it or not, there's Western, Central, and then Eastern, right? And something else, right? Automatic or manual? This is manual. Good morning from Valley View, Pennsylvania. Hey, Robert Berry. Someone animates. Oh, I'm from Jeffrin Township, Philadelphia. Plus 10, 14, high, nice truck. Oh, his dad has a 7.3 Power Stroke. That's a big truck, big Ford Power Stroke. We're in a heat wave, Pennsylvania, 48 degrees. Oh yeah, I guess that's warm, eh? Tim's has gone downhill. Yeah, I don't like Tim Hortons. Owner operator, no, this company truck I've never owned or operated. Yes, I'm in Canada. Hair metal likes me. I like hair metal too. Yeah, the deer, Robert Berry, the deer are suicidal this time of the year. They are. They're just insane right now. I don't understand. You think after, 100 years of cars, they'd understand, or they develop the tools not to run out in front of a vehicle. Don't feel tardy. Class dismissed. Kenny, hi, where you at? Canada. Give me something to write on. Yeah, and Waylon, please talk to Chinese. They ate my cat. Holy shit. Hello, everybody. Where are we going? So, yeah, we're in Barrier, BC. Final destination. That's where I got in the marriage thing. Yeah, marriage. Sky Daddy isn't real, kids. Women can play victim anytime, any day. Yeah, men do too, though. But yeah, it's mostly women that play victim. I watch your stream while I'm cleaning the house. Oh, right on. Good cleaning. I'm glad you could clean your house while I ramble on. Spirit realm and God is very real. Eric, yeah, I believe, yeah, there is a spiritual side for sure. Being First Nation, there's a total, with my belief, from what I understand, there is no heaven, there is no hell. Everybody just reincarnates. So everything you learn in this lifetime, you either use it for good and you evolve in a good way, or you use it for bad and you evolve in a bad way. So when you come back around, you're a little bit badder or you're a little bit better. Like when you die and you reincarnate. And then there's other people that don't reincarnate and they walk the spirit realm. So that's the spirits that you see around us that don't come back into a body. And I know, like, I come from a long line of native holy men, healers, and I've seen that. I've seen spirits over the years. Mainly when I was little, I was connected to the spirit realm, or to that side, and the spirits aren't necessarily trying to hurt you. They're just trying to communicate with you and they can't because things are different on that side. So they're not necessarily trying to harm you. They're just trying to communicate, and people get scared of that. So there's one. So I used to have dreams about bears all the time, attacking me, bears attacking me. And I'd talk to a holy man about that. And he's like, stop running from them. Stop running from the bears and let them do what they want, accept them. That's your power trying to reach you. That's your spirit animal trying to reach you. And true enough, I just stopped and I was like, here I am. And then that became a part of me. And yeah, I don't have those bad dreams anymore. Now, anytime it's more understanding of that side, and that's the native aspect of it. You have your spirit animal, you have your connection to nature and the Mother Earth, which is the earth itself, right? We all come from the earth. We all go back to the earth at some point. It's all just part of life. You're born and then you die, and you either reincarnate or you walk the spirit realm in between the earth and that side. But to my understanding, there is no heaven. So when I was little, I was super religious. Like, I was a hardcore Christian when I was little. And when I hit 9, I started asking questions. I was like, well, if the Bible was written for everyone, why aren't natives in it? Why aren't Chinese in it? Why aren't Africans in it? Why aren't Australians in it? Why aren't South Americans in it? Did God not love us to put us in the Bible? Or why aren't we in there? And the priest was like, oh, you got me, right? Basically, he said, all you have is your faith. And I was like, that makes no sense, right? If that book was written by God, he would have included all of us. And that whole thing about Columbus Day, like, he didn't discover us. He didn't discover the Americas. We were here for thousands of years. There's people here. We were human beings. We weren't aliens, right? He didn't discover something that people didn't have, right? We were here for thousands of years. We had a bright, vibrant culture. We had peace. We had everything that you would ever want. This was the land of milk and honey, and the whites came here and ruined everything and signed treaties with us, the native people, and then broke all the treaties and herd us on shitty little reserves out in the middle of nowhere and tried to kill us off and tried to take everything in North America and give us nothing or no credit for giving them democracy. So that's where democracy comes from, is the native people. They had none of that. When the whites came here, they're all peons under monarchies, and they came here for freedom. And then we taught the whites what true freedom is, that no man can tell another man what to do. You have free will. The only thing that the Creator gives you is free will to do whatever you want to do in life, and no one can tell you otherwise. And then they took that democracy and they fucked it up and turned it into another monarchy where the rich control everything. And that's where we are today. And Trump, like, doesn't matter what side you're on, left or right, he doesn't care about the poor. He doesn't care about the people. He only cares about the rich. If there was a poor person burning, he wouldn't stop to piss on him, right? He wouldn't, right, at all. And that's in Canada. A lot of people were down on Justin Trudeau, but we had COVID. And it was a hard time for everybody, and no one knew how bad COVID was. No one knew if it was going to be another 1916 pandemic, because that one killed 10 million people worldwide, and there were no commercial airlines. There was no, so they didn't know if it was going to be that bad. But it wasn't as bad as it could have been, right? Because the bird flu, like right now, like we have a huge issue with the bird flu and measles and mumps and shit down in the States because people aren't getting vaccinated. I mean, I don't quite agree with all that. However, it's the best science they have at the moment, right? I don't believe in, all the vaccinations propagating viruses. You don't eradicate a virus by giving it to everybody. So nice that someone can read the president's mind. Well, I mean, there's a government shutdown. I can't read the president's mind, but you can just see by his actions, the big beautiful bill, he gave the largest tax cut to the richest people. So how are you going to pay for fire departments, schools, police? That's all comes out of taxes. Paying for the roads and bridges, that all comes out of taxes. So if you're giving a tax break to the wealthiest people, they aren't paying into the system. Like, where's it coming from, right? Where's all that money coming from? The poor people can't afford it because of the tariffs. So now the tariffs are a tax on consumers. China doesn't pay tariffs. Canadian or American people pay tariffs, right? So that's just basic economics. Anyways, thanks for spending time with me. I'm gonna probably stream some more. Let's read our top fans. Let's see who the top fans are. Number 1, Brent Elliott, number 1. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Robert Berry, number 2. At someone, I can't read that. At someone, number 3. Number 4, Kevin VK6TG. 5, Eric777 at T6W. Number 6, Final Destination 41. 7, Dawidalik Dedawil Kelk Sander Waki. Something. Kind Canadian 5825. Andrew at IX6RB. Matt J1X6G. Kenny, there's a lot of good ones. 12, Enbro, Zibalife. 13, Stephen Vermillion. 2, Fear. I like that mask. Jim 6254. Thanks for spending time with me, and yeah, I got this delivery, and then I'll stream some more after. Thanks. Have a good day.